This is Avengers 7 to 5 and welcome to Leagues of Doom episode 1. So Leagues of Doom is basically a customized career mode where top teams from Europe's top 5 leagues have been all put into the Premier League, and then positions 5 to 8 have been put in Serie A, and 9 to 12 have been put into La Liga. 13 to 16 will be in the Bundesliga, and the rest of the teams will be in League 1. So as you guys can see, as I'm scrolling through the teams right now, Germany, Bundesliga, which is the second last, or like the fourth league, if you like it that way. And you can see the positions that I just said, all the teams from the recent season, that is the 2018-19 season, they're there based on the most recent rankings. It actually took me quite a while to do all this, and I lost a few brain cells along the way because it was kind of confusing, but I got it done. And I couldn't figure out which club to actually choose to begin our career mode, but after much consideration, I've decided that Red Bull Leipzig will be the club that we'll choose and will use to play our career mode, because it is a club that does not really have an identity that it has to conform to, which I feel will be really perfect for a career mode. Okay, so the first step, selecting a manager. It was really a shit experience because there's not many managers you can choose from. I just picked the one on the last because I was like, fuck it, doesn't really matter anywhere. And so yeah, Red Bull Leipzig. So I know a little bit about them from the FIFA information that was just provided when we were hovering above their club logo. And there's the snake Courtois. I don't like you because you backstabbed my club. Anyway, it is time for pre-season tournaments, and we have been invited. The European International Cup looks really good because it has the most money, and there's Arsenal, who are like to beat again because they're club rivals, obviously. But London is blue, not lead, you idiots. Anyway, so I think we're going to the European International Cup for pre-season because we could really use the transfer money to bring in some good signings to help bolster our squad. As you can see here, these are some scouted players: Gabriel Jesus, Mariano from Madrid, Rafael Guerrero from Dortmund, Dwight Gale from West Brom, and Kieran Trippier from Spurs. Oh my. If you guys have not tried scoring free kicks with Trippier, I highly recommend trying him. He's really good. So now we move on to take a look at the Leipzig squad, and they play the 4-2-2-2 formation by default, which is not really my kind of formation. There's a couple of good players in there: Forsberg, Timo Werner, Poulsen, Sabitzer, Kevin Campbell, Halstenburg, and there's a center back whose name I don't know how to say, but I'll just say it anyway. I think it's Upamecano, if I'm not wrong. Sorry if I got that wrong. Anyway, there's a lot to be done with this team because I'm probably going to be playing a 4-3-3-4, and the tactics that I'm going to use will be press after heavy touch and fast build-up, probably. Other than that, our first step will be to go and look for some wingers, because I'm going to be using the 4-3-3, the fourth variation, as I just said. And for the left wing position, I actually have someone in mind. Leon Bailey from Bayer Leverkusen, in my opinion, will be a really good choice. I've seen this guy play in real life in Bundesliga, and he's super fast. He has the skills, and I truly believe that he can be like one of the special players one day. Other than that, for the right wing position, there's not someone in particular that comes to mind when I think right away. But I'm just going to try and look for some players, as you guys will just see in about a second. I'm going to put on the filter for the Premier League, and as I explained, Premier League now consists of top 4 teams from each of Europe's top 5 leagues. So you're going to say wingers from the top 4 teams from each league in Europe's top 5 leagues. There's Bale, there's Dembele, Di Maria, Mahrez, all of which are going to be really, really expensive. Then there's Malcolm and Pedro. Pedro is getting old. Sorry, man, but that's just how it is. And I'm looking to build a young squad for Leipzig, which I can use for a long time. Sterling is young, but he's going to be really expensive considering a transfer budget, which is limited to I think 78 million, if I'm not wrong. So I think I'll probably scout Malcolm for now, and I'll add him to my shortlist in the transfer hub. I think we also need a couple of good midfielders, even though there's plenty of midfielders in our starting 11 and our substitutes and reserves, but I'm looking for some midfielders that are world class or that actually have potential to be world class. There's like a couple of decent 77, 76s in our lineup, but I don't think they're going to cut it if we're going to be playing in the top league with other top teams from other leagues, right? So I go on here and I try to look for some good midfielders. There's Bantakur from Juventus. There's Akuar from what team is he from again? Olympic Lyon, yeah. Both of them got the ones to watch. No, not the ones to watch. I mean, what do you call them? The future stars card in Ultimate Team this year. So I'm expecting big things from them. And of course, there's Mohamed Daoud from Dortmund. Uh, I play with him a lot when I pick Dortmund to play with my friends on FIFA, like like head to head or something. And he's been really good for me. So I might just scout him. Other than that, Leon Goretzka is pretty young, but I think he just signed for Bayern, so he might not be moving so soon, even if it's in the career mode. So we'll just add Aqua Awar, if that's how you say it, and Bantakur, and Mohamed Daoud. And these are the players that are now in our transfer hub. Okay, so moving on. Our first preseason game against Arsenal is here, and I'm going to take a risk and I'm going to play the 4-2-2-2 just to see how the team plays in that, and just because we can't sign players on a very short notice such as this. So for my starting 11, I'm going to use Werner and Paulsen as the strikers, obviously, and I'm going to keep Kevin Campbell on cam and Emil Forsberg as cam. Alstenberg should be really key for our attack because his thoughts card was really good in Ultimate Team. I'm modifying the tactics as I mentioned earlier, pressure on heavy touch and fast build-up, which is what I normally use for defense and for offense in FIFA. And the other things are just set about right based on what I use normally. So here, our first match, you'll see some beautiful build-up play here for our first attack around the 10th minute of the game. See that beautiful passing. And this attack could have actually been a really, really wonderful one had it just been finished properly, but alas, we slip here. Next, moving on, around 28th minute of the game, we open up a counter attack with some really nice passing here. Pass the ball to Forsberg, who is challenged here, who gets the ball back with a drag back, fake shot, and then we go around the box and then we cross it, but it does not end up the way we want it to. Next up, Arsenal have the ball. They're looking pretty dangerous, but again we dispossess them. This is on world class difficulty, by the way, and we go on another attack, and then Poulsen here tries to slow down the attack but misses, hits the bar, gets unlucky. And here Timo Werner takes the first time shot and it's in the back of the net just like that. This guy is going to be a real star for us. And there's the Fortnite dance celebration, because why not flex on them. Anyway, that was a really good goal in my opinion. And then just after halftime, Arsenal are going to launch this attack, and they do, and they get unlucky. This Niketia guy, if I said that right, he misses a complete open shot, and then they are caught offside. Next up, here we have Lacazette hit the post, very unlucky again. Then Arsenal are on the attack again. They've been looking really dangerous this second half. And then there's some nice passing going on here. They get the cheesy pass and hits the underside of the crossbar and into the back of the net from Alexandre Lacazette. Ties up the game 1-1 in the 77th minute. And then we come down again and miss an open shot with Kevin Campbell, if I'm not wrong. Or is that Forsberg? I'm not sure. And then here, the ball goes to Halstenberg. He passes to Dispossessed. And Timo Werner with the finesse shot. My guy, what a guy he is. 2 goals. And now we lead again thanks to him. What a finesse shot that was. Some nice passing, a nice dispossess here. And you can see he takes it one touch and then the finesse shot. And that's how it ends, ladies and gentlemen. 2-1 for us in the first match. And you can see Real Betis from our group and Porto draw 1-1. So right now we're the group leaders, I think. And so here this guy, Smith Rowe, he requests me, boss, please play me in the next game. I'm like, okay, sure, why not give him a chance? I'll even try my 4-3-3 fourth variation formation, right? And I sub him on in the, and not sub him on, like put him in the starting 11. And I make a couple of other changes just to, you know, see how a couple of different players feel. And our second game is against Real Betis. This time, I switched the difficulty from World Class to Legendary because I wasn't having too much fun at World Class. And here for first attack is some decent passing around the box. I lob it, trying to do something, fail to find anyone. Then moving on, Real Betis' defenders are nowhere to be seen for some reason. And then on the wing here, and that was a pen in my opinion, but not given, so probably not. Maybe he got the ball. And there's Timo Werner. He passes it to Kevin Campbell and blocked by the defender. And then the Real Betis get this chance here. They get very lucky and they shoot first time with a beautiful ball in the back of the net, even though it was very unlucky for me. But I believe that Sergio Leone who puts it in the back of the net. And from here we go on another attack. And Emil Forsberg here, who puts it in the back of the net just in time before the defender can get to it. Before the defender can block the shot. And there's a nice celebration for you. Ties up the game 1-1 in the 36th minute of the game. There, some nice passing. You can see just in time. It's the back of the net. And then game kicks off again. Real Betis have possession. With passing and we dispossess them. It's just 2 against 5 or 6. And we lob the pass, a short lob pass it to Kevin Campbell and it ends up in the back of the net. And 2 goals in very quick succession, as you guys can see. And now we lead, where we were just trailing by 1, now we lead by 1. Now it's Smith Rowe, the guy who has to be subbed on to Kevin Campbell. A long pass in space to Timo Werner. Timo Werner crosses it and it's the back of the net, but no, it ends up offside. This is going to be a crucial moment in the game. Then Real Betis with a nice pass. They're looking dangerous in the box, but we manage to get hold of the ball. They get it again and they shoot and they miss. I really thought that was going to end up in the back of the net. And then Real Betis again, they cross and they hit the post again. It's the second half of the match now. It's looking really dangerous for us, not looking good. He hits it and it hits the keeper's head and out onto the back of the field. Look at how it hits the keeper's head. It's like he doesn't even know what hit him. Looks like Karius though, you know, Loris Karius from Liverpool. Okay. And there we make a very, very big mistake. Pass to Canales, who does a step over, and then bam! Back of the net, 90th minute. Extra time, injury time. And they level up the match to break Leipzig hearts. And we had to settle for a draw in this game, unfortunately. Just like that, it ends 2-2. And another way, Porto win over Arsenal, and I'm happy to see Arsenal losing, which means Porto and us are level on points, but Porto lead on goal difference, which means there's a transfer offer for Timo Werner, the first one of the season, and it's from Paris Saint-Germain, who are offering almost 51 million pounds. But here I think think to myself, Timo Werner is quite young. He's been performing well, so I reject their offer because I feel he's going to be a crucial part for our team's success. He's got the right traits, characteristics. He's already an 84 overall, so I keep him in my squad. And our final group game of the preseason against Porto, I simulate. Paulson putting us on ahead at 15 minutes. It looks pretty quiet for the rest of the game, but then Bruma just before halftime puts us two ahead, and then there's Timo Werner again, 3-0. Looks like it's going to be an easy win. And then Marega scores one back for Porto. Paulson again for us, 4-1. And that's how it's going to end. We topped the group in the preseason, and now we're going to look at a couple of our players who we put in the transfer hub. Leon Bailey and Malcolm, Bantakur, Aguar, and Dahoud. So the thing is, I haven't played career mode in this FIFA or the previous one, like at all. So I'm not aware of the cutscenes or the new features that they just put in. And here, for some reason, our scout sent us some really, really nice strikers, Lacazette, Aubameyang. And then there's the transfer news. Manchester United signed David Alaba. Sociedad accept Arsenal bid for Oyarzabal, if that's how you say it. And Kurzawa has moved to Valencia. I don't know what the hell is going on, but that's what it is. And then we get a loan move for my boy Sarachi, if I said it right. I think it's Sarachi or Saraki. My bad if I said it wrong. And we're going to negotiate here. So this is our first cutscene for the transfer. So I'm just going to experience what it's like. Nice office though. And so I think I countered here. They wanted a 1-year loan. I counter with a 2-year loan here, which I think they will accept. They are willing to accept. They ask me to split the wage for the player, which I'm not sure what to do at first. They're asking for a 40-60, right? And then I try to adjust the wage, and for some reason I can't understand. If I go to the left, it ends to 0, right? I don't understand. If I go to 0, will it be them paying all of it or me paying all of it? And then I see it where it's Nantes and the Leipzig club crest. There is the percentage of who's paying what. So I countered them with 70-30, and they come back with a 50-50 offer for the wages. Which I accept finally, because I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna be using this player unless I absolutely have to. And maybe if he develops somewhere else, maybe he'll be, like a first team starter when he gets back to our club. And there we have a transfer offer from Valencia for CDM Deme. And we go into negotiations again. And they're offering 14,700,000. 14.7 million. My bad. Just do that thing sometimes. Probably my dumbass. And I try to counter. I mess up with the numbers. I think I should go for like 17 million, and they agree on it when I countered the offer. So that transfer is done and dusted. Before I do that, I just add on a little sell-on clause for like 5%, I guess, 5 or 10. I'm not quite sure. 10, yeah, 10. And they accept this offer. So I'm really liking these cutscenes. They add a little bit more interest to the game. And now we face West Ham in the semi-final of the pre-season tournament, which is the European International Cup, if I'm not wrong. And we haven't signed anyone yet, but we did get an offer for Timo Werner, and there Timo Werner missed a pen, which could have proved to be a crucial moment. But then Emil Forsberg is there to put us through 1-0 up ahead. And then looks like it's going to end 1-0, and it ends that way, and we progress 1-0. And then I get this. The loan move that we just negotiated has broken down for some reason. I don't know why. And then just go back and edit my team a little bit, because there's players that are tired, and I'm going to be simming the rest of the games that are left in the preseason. So I just need to make sure that we have a strong enough squad for the final, which will, as you guys will see in a moment, it will be against Porto, who we just beat in the last group game 4-1. But imagine, since it's a final, it's going to be more difficult. And here we go. So can we win this pre-season? Abu Bakar missed the pen for Porto. This could be huge. And then he scores a pen again. What are we doing giving away pens? But thankfully, Deme is there to equalize. And just after half time, in 52nd minute, Kevin Campbell puts us 2-1 up ahead in the final of the preseason tournament. And just as it is going to end 2-1, someone has scored 2-2, which does not show up on the highlights, and we lose 4-3 and pens in the final. And then Deme has been sold, and we just get a transfer offer for Posen. And that is just my Leipzig board letting me know that I'm doing a good job, I think. And guess who it is? It's Tottenham Hotspur who want to buy Posen. I bet it was Christian Eriksen who told Pochettino, hey, sign that guy up, he's going to be really good in the future. You guys hear me? And so we go into negotiations again. They're offering 22 million, I imagine. Oh no. Yeah, they're offering 22 million. I go for 32.7 million. And Mr. Pochettino here accepts. Which is not too bad, considering Poulsen is the second striker in my team, who doesn't have 4-star skills, so I have one striker with 4-star skills. And here I go to negotiate the transfer of Leon Bailey, and for some reason I just try. I'm like, okay, let's try. So I go for a transfer value of 10 million less than what he's actually worth. And I just suggest it. Like in previous FIFAs, the guy would be like, okay, no, that's too low. This guy's like, no, fuck off, just get out. And he just leaves, and I'm like, what the hell just happened? And the worst part is, I can't have any more actions with this player. So I don't know if it means we can't ever sign him or something like that, but I just hope that isn't the case. And then we go for Malcolm, and then it says the club just acquired the player, they're not looking to sell. So we're basically fucked on the wingers. For the midfield, we go to negotiate for Aguar, and this time I'm not going to make the same mistake that I made with Leon Bailey. So I offer just about what he's actually worth, and I submit the offer. But his club representative, he says he demands for like almost double, and he wants a sell-on clause. And having the limited transfer budget that we have, I don't think it's a really good offer to splash like more than half of the cash on just one player. So I counter with something that I found to be reasonable, but I don't think they found it to what they were looking for, and they just rejected. And I have to back out of negotiations, so you know. And negotiation. There we go. Goodbye. And see the funny thing. You end the negotiation, he doesn't shake your hand. I mean, come on. Imagine if every deal went like that. You could negotiate, boom. No shaking hand, no nothing, no future business. Damn. And then here we go for Dahoud's transfer. And here's also a big blooper coming on my part. We'll be able to negotiate it. Don't worry about that. No worries. Okay? we counter him with something, and he asks for like 25 million, and I think that's a fair value, and I accept it. And we shake hands, I guess, this time. Now that the deal's gone through, okay, I skipped it. Fuck it. And now Mohammed Dawood sends me a message saying we're looking to negotiate terms, and I'm like, okay, where's the action button? I can't find it. And like maybe it will appear in the coming days or something, because in previous FIFAs I remember playing career mode in FIFA 15. The player usually sends you an offer, and there's not an offer, like an email, and then you negotiate contract and all that stuff. But here I just couldn't find it, so I'm like, okay, let's just move on ahead. And now I look for other wingers since I blew up the other wingers deals. I'm looking for wingers in the Serie A, if I'm not wrong, and I find El Sharawi, and I'm really actually shocked. Even though I follow football, I'm just shocked that he's just 25. I imagine it would be older, like 28 or something by now. Just because he's been around for such a long time. And then I look at Martial and Kluivert. Martial is quite expensive at this point for us, so I'm not really thinking about him. Oyarzabal just moved to Arsenal, so he's not the right pick. Çalhanoğlu would be a good pick, but he's too slow on the wing, in my opinion. So that is also not going to work for us. And on the right wing, there are a couple of players that I look at. It's also from the Serie A, which is teams who placed 5th to 8th last season. I look at Thorgan Hazard, who I've been playing with in the Ultimate Team this year. He's really good. And then I look at Susu. I just tried him a couple of times on my friend's account in Ultimate Team, and he was really good as well. So I'm thinking of scouting them both for the time being and just see how that goes. Uh, so yeah, we're gonna add both of them to our transfer hub. And then Mohammed Dawood sends me an email saying negotiations are open because I apparently didn't offer him a contract. Well, sorry, but I didn't know I was supposed to do that, if that's a valid excuse. I don't think it is, but anyway, whatever. He's not coming to our club and we can't sign him. There goes all our transfer talks that were in progress. And as you guys just saw there, Roman Oli has moved to Chelsea. Now we're going to just look at some recent transfers that just happened in this window, like the last few days. Even though we have done nothing except sell maybe 2 players. I believe one was a CDM and the other we saw Poulsen leave the club for Tottenham Hotspurs, who are in the same league now, for a fee around 33 million. And as you guys can see, Zahavi has moved to Marseille. And who else? There's Ta moving to Milan. And Hector Bellerin, this is shocking, he's moved from Arsenal to Liverpool for almost 24 million. And yeah, that's about it for significant transfers. There's Perin moving to Sampdoria, which is Italian. Yeah, it's Italian. Okay, my bad. I thought that they were in the same league as Saint Etienne. My bad. And then Juan Fran is kind of follow suit with Diego Godin and moved to Inter Milan from Atletico Madrid, even though it's at the start of the 2018-19 season. But that's just how it was. And that's it for transfers. Alright guys, that is it for the first episode of Leagues of Doom. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the content. Comment below and let me know if you like the concept and any other changes or any other players you would like me to sign. That's it for now. If you enjoy, please do tune in back to the channel. And I'll see you guys later.